How are we doing? So today's guitar video is going to be based around kind of finding the root notes, and it's going to kind of bring us into the whole being able to manipulate the neck of the guitar a little bit better, which will then be able to go into the likes of improvising solos and things like that on the guitar. And it's kind of something that I've been working on myself over the last while, and something that I think is quite interesting to be able to answer some questions like, do we need to know all the notes on the guitar? For me, the answer is no. You only need to know kind of how to get to them, and I'm going to show you a trick or two as to how to do that today. So before we get in, it's just going to be a little bit slow, and I'm encouraging people to pause this video at points of the video just to go over what I've said, because it's important to be able to, well, one, look and visualize what I'm doing here in this video, but then also to be able to look at the neck of your guitar and be able to say, right, well, this is what he did. Does this sound the same? Okay, so pause it, rewind it, and make sure the sounds are similar. You're hitting the right fret or the right note. We're going to go through some of the theory that we've done in the past regarding kind of moving up the frets and which note is which. But then you're going to find the kind of the repetitive notes after that. So you're going to find C, for example, in 3 or 4 different places on the neck of the guitar. So let's get straight into the video. So first of all, it's good to be able to find, we're going to call these root notes. So it's important to kind of understand. So what we're going to do on the E string, the low E string, and the A string here. And we're going to kind of move up the frets just so that you kind of understand where the different notes are in the key of A, right? So, for example, we'll start with the A string because the alphabet starts at A, so it's probably better to start with that. So we have A, okay, which is nice and simple. It's an open string. If we were to put our first finger on the first fret of that, we have an A sharp, okay? So we have A sharp, B, okay? Then it goes straight to C, okay? So you don't really have the B sharp. So it goes straight to C. So it's similar to when we were doing the use somebody. We had that's a B and that's a C. Okay, it just goes straight to C. There's no B sharp. So we have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D sharp, E, F. Okay, remember we're on the A string, so if we were to move that up, we have a C, we have F sharp, G sharp, and then we're back to A. Okay, so just something to note is, so my guitar has kind of these blocks in it, right? But most of your guitars will probably have 2 spots on this fret here, which means it's the 12th fret. So there are 12 notes overall in the whole music scale, which is what we've done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and then when we're back to the start. So that's the way kind of the guitar works. So it's important to be able to know that there are kind of 12 notes overall. So it goes from 1 to 12, and they only go up to G. So it's A to G all the time. Okay, if it starts at C, you go to, when you get to G, so if it goes C, D, E, F, G, it goes back to A, B, C. Okay, so that's the way it works. And then likewise on the E string, we have E and then F straight away. So if you remember, we just go from E to F down on the A string, and likewise from B straight to C. So E straight to F, so there's no E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. That's where we get our bar chord for You Somebody. Okay, C sharp, D sharp, back to E. Okay, so that's important to know. If you don't know that, just go back and make sure you do. So pause the video now. It's a good time to pause the video. Go back and just call that out in your head. Okay, so A sharp, B, straight to C. So that's important. Okay, I'm going to put something up at the bottom here. Well, hopefully I am. to kind of give you all that on the A string, okay? And then all you have to do is apply it to the E string then. So it's now important to kind of note that when we're talking about, you might hear the word octave, okay? And the octave, and I just said that there's 12 notes overall, but when we're talking about octave, we're kind of just going, so for example, we have A, okay, B, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, okay, F sharp, and then all the way up to G sharp, okay? So it's important to note that it's just the octaves are those 8 notes, okay? So for example, it's very similar to if we were to do the A, so the A chord, we've done this in the past, so you have A, B, and you're back to A, okay? Which takes me on to the next point, okay? So to be able to know, and this is kind of the major part of this video, to be able to know which note you're on, okay, all you have to do is know the notes maybe for the first 7 frets of the guitar, okay? So for example, if I know G is the 3rd note, because we've done the G scale, we have the G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay? So if you have a look at that, we have G on the 3rd fret, the 3rd fret of the E string, and we have another G note on the 5th fret of the D string. So you have, so you're down 2 strings and up 2 frets, 1, 2, okay? So we have the same. Likewise, if I go to A, okay, we have A, I go down 2 strings and up 2 frets, we have that, and that shows here, so A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, which is really interesting, it's really good to be able to know, okay? Then if you move down onto the A string here on the 7th fret, down here to the A string on the 7th fret of the D string, okay, we have the note A, and if we were to use the same logic and go down 2 strings and up 2 frets, so down to the B string and up to the 9th fret, you don't get the A, because the way the B string is tuned, you have to move it up, okay? So when you get to the lower strings, that's when you have to kind of change your pattern. So it's very interesting to know. So we have, for example, A here, and A on the 10th fret of the B string. And it's the exact same note. So the important thing to note then is that we're working in octaves. So every 8 notes you have the same note. To use the example of A again, and the reason why we know this is A, just to clarify this, I know I've kind of touched on this already, is we have the E string, the top E string, we have E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, okay? Then if we do the A major scale, we've done this in past videos, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So 8 string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have, okay. Then if we continue that, we would have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A on the E string, and that's how you pinpoint it on the E. So you just go down an E. Okay, so you use the logic of first string and then the 8th, first note and 8th note. So how we find that is we have down 2 strings and up 2 frets. Okay, if you're looking to find it on the B string, it's up 3 frets. And then if you're looking to find it on on the E string, you just have to go through again the eight notes. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, so just to give you another example of that, just so that you can actually visualize and see that it does work. If we take a C, so we have the third fret on the A string, and you'll get this from the C chord that you use. If you don't know about that, well, you will know, but to find that then is just, we have the open A sharp, B, C, okay? And if you take the same logic, so move down 2 strings, so move down the D to the G, so we're on the G string, and move up 2 frets, so we're on the 5th fret of the G string, and the 3rd fret of the A string. We have C on the A string and C on the 5th, the G string as well. Okay, and it sounds awful there. So that's where the rooted note comes from, because you have the C is the rooted note, so that's where you get the C chord from. And to find the rooted note, you just go A sharp, B, C. Okay, and then logic, down 2 strings, and up 2 frets. Nice and simple. So I suppose the important message to take out of this is how the guitar is kind of broken up into octaves. So you've 12 notes overall, and those notes are broken up into octaves. So the major scale is in notes of 8, and the minor scale is in notes of 8 as well. And usually we work with the major scale, but we might touch on the minor scale now in 2 weeks. We're going back over some theory, but the major scale is how I said it previously in the video. And the rule of thumb is if you have, for example, the C on the 3rd fret of the A string, there you just move down 2 strings, up 2 frets, and you have your C on that there as well. So it's kind of good to be able to know that that's where you can find it, okay? And then you can just use your octaves then, so you can use your major scales to be able to move up and down and see that those are actually the notes of C, okay? So going through the G major scale or the A major scale that we've done in the past, you'll be able to visualize and see that those notes, when you hit C every time, are on the exact string. And you'll be able to see that visually if you just go back and try it. So that's why I'm encouraging you to pause the video and go back as much as you can. Go over what I've showed you. So go from the string, move down 2 strings and up 2 frets, but then go over the scale itself. And every 8th string you'll see that, every 8 notes, sorry, you will see that you have the same note as when you started. So it's very good to be able to kind of touch. This is only an introduction into all this stuff. We're probably going to dive more into this over the coming weeks. But it's kind of to bring us on to being able to improvise and so on, so that when somebody's playing a C, you can be playing a C octave, so that you can be going up and down the scale and just playing random notes at random times to be able to make a song sound a little bit fancier in kind of a jamming session. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Or contact us through the Facebook as well. We're always available through the Facebook. I'll be able to answer them. Any questions that do come up, I'll make sure and cover them in the next video. But do practice that, pause the video, rewind to go through the scales, go through the notes, the rooted notes, and you'll be able to see then that a lot of the so for example the G that we've gone through on the 3rd fret of the E string, that's the root note of the G chord. The C on the 3rd fret of the A string is the root note of the the C chord, sorry. So it's very interesting to be able to start to kind of open up and dissect the guitar for the way it's kind of designed, and it's mathematically designed. And if you know me, I hate math. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, if you have any questions, get in touch with us in the Facebook comments or in the Facebook chat. I'll be able to cover your questions next week then in the videos to make them a little bit more clearer for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week.